Good afternoon, everyone. Phil Simons here with Columbia Grain and your Friday afternoon weekly grain market recap. Well, we are on tap for another 3-day holiday weekend. So with that, happy 4th of July. Yesterday, the USDA released the quarterly grain stocks report along with their June acreage report update from the initial March planting intentions. Overall, the numbers for the quarterly stocks came in line with the trade estimates. The acreage report was mostly in line as well, with the exception coming into soybeans with fewer than expected acres. So I'm going to share my screen with you again so you can kind of look at what the numbers are showing us here from yesterday. So starting on the left-hand side of your screen, when we're looking at corn, we can see that from the report from yesterday, it is showing the June 1 quarterly stocks for corn at 4.346 billion bushels, which really was right in line with the overall trade estimates, but 235 million bushels more than this time last year. Next up, we can see that soybeans, from the numbers yesterday, the report came in at 971 million bushels, which really was in line with the overall estimates. But overall, we do have 200 million bushels more this time than we did last year at this time. Wheat, again, on the right-hand side of your screen, came in pretty close to the estimates, which was at 660 million bushels. But in opposite fashion to corn and beans, wheat is down 185 million bushels from the same time last year in terms of the quarterly stocks numbers. So let's keep looking here and see what else we had in terms of the June acreage report, and really kind of switching gears to look at that. We can see again on the left-hand side of the screen that if we start with corn, we see that corn came in line with expectations, which is pretty close to the March number at 89.9 million acres. Still down about 3.5 million acres from last year's corn seedings. Beans were a little bit more of a surprise, which came down to 88.3 million acres, which was down a little over 2.5 million acres from just the March planting intentions report. And we really didn't see much of a change in the overall wheat acreage, planted acreage in terms of winter wheat and spring wheat anyway. But when we do look at a little closer on Durham over on the right-hand side of your screen, we do see the June number from yesterday coming in at 1.98 million acres, which is actually a 65,000 acre increase from the March intentions. But that is also 345,000 acres higher than last year's Durham acreage, which really represents a 21% increase year over year. And with that, Ryan Stotts will be with us next week to talk about barley and Durham a little bit more in depth. But really with that, we do want to take a look at, continue to see where, now that we're halfway through the year, what the price action has been in the commodity complex in terms of new crop, corn, wheat, and soybeans. So again, starting on the left-hand side of your screen, we can see that Chicago December corn, the year-to-date range to date has been $2.24. We've actually been able to hold on to 59 cents of that overall range year-to-date. Next, if we look at Nove beans, we see that the year-to-date range has been $3.10, and we've been able to hold on to $1.20 of that range. Now, when we start to look at wheat, the year-to-date range in Kansas, right in the middle part of your screen, we can see has been a massive $6.13. Now, with the recent price action, we've only been able to hold on to $1.09 of the actual year-to-date range in Kansas wheat. Same thing over in Chicago wheat. We see the year-to-date range being a massive $5.39. But the year-to-date change that we've been able to actually hold on to has come down to just 90 cents at today's close. In similar fashion, when we look at Minneapolis, we see that the year-to-date range has been another massive $5.50. But again, we've only been able to hold on to 60 cents of that overall range. So given what we're seeing in the price volatility this year, I really can't stress enough the importance of just getting your orders out there and working. So be sure to get a hold of your local Columbia Grain merchandiser, as we can place orders to sell your grain under the market as well, to really provide more of a safety net than anything else, especially in this kind of volatile environment. And remember, the market is not logical, it is psychological. Have a great 4th, everyone, and we'll talk with you next week.